Ikenna thought his sister was just shy, quiet, sweet, the kind of sister who never raised her voice, she never broke rules, never gave him a reason to worry. She barely even spoke when guests were around. She would just sit in the corner with a very soft smile, nodding politely. People who always come around would say, "Your sister is such a good girl." And Ikenna was so proud, and he believed everything was okay. Because for 17 years, that little girl has been his everything. After the accident that took their parents' life, Ikenna gave up everything, his education, his dreams, his entire youth, just to raise his baby sister, Chisom. He fed her, clothed her, walked her to school every day, whether it is raining or the sun is shining. He became a father long before he was even ready to become one. But Ikenna never complained. "She's my miracle." Ikenna once told his friend, "As long as my baby sister is okay, me, I am okay. Oh. I don't want anything that will inconvenience her. She's all I had." But what Ikenna didn't know was that the little girl he raised with so much love was watching him with eyes he couldn't even read, with emotions she never dared to name. And finally, when Ikenna found someone else to love, someone to build a life with, he had no idea that the quiet girl he thought he knew would become his worst enemy. Not with fists, nor with just scream, but serious sabotage, with poison, with lies. She didn't want to hurt his brother. Chisom just wanted his brother all to herself. And by the time Ikenna realized what was going on, he was already lying in the hospital bed, barely breathing, staring at one person he thought he could trust the most. And he said to her, "Why, Chisom? Why did you do this to us?" Hello, besties. Have you ever loved someone so much that it blinded you? You ignored the warning signs, or you thought you knew that person completely, only to find out that you don't even know anything about them at all? Well, this story is for you. All I beg is for you to please like, comment, and share. Do not forget to subscribe. Thank you so much. Let us get right into the story. The accident happened when Chisom was only 8 years old. Their parents had gone out for the evening work, just a simple dinner on the island. Ikenna, then 22 years old, was meant to go with them. But that fateful day, Ikenna decided to stay home, all because Chisom had a fever. But unfortunately, their parents never made it back. A drunk driver ran through them. Their mother died on the spot. Their father held on for only 2 days, just long enough to tell Ikenna his last words: "My son, look after your sister and do not make her to lack anything." And Ikenna did listen to his father. He dropped out of school, sold his motorcycle, took up a job at the roadside mechanic workshop. Ikenna started patching tires, fixing boxes, doing whatever he could to feed his sister. He then became the mother and the father overnight. He packed his lunch for school, sat beside her while she cried at night, took her to church every single Sunday, dressed like a young widower in borrowed clothes and pressed shirts. Ikenna never dated. He never went out. His entire life became hers. Ikenna do not know what it is like to live like a young man. And to Chisom, her brother wasn't just family. He was home. He was safety. He was the one thing that never left her. Ikenna gave up his future. She once told a classmate, just for me. But what no one ever asked was, what happened when the one person you gave up everything for finally decides to start living for himself? Chisom was 22 years old when things began to shift. Ikenna became a different person. He even changed his perfume. He got new colognes and a new haircut, and he started keeping late nights. And whenever he comes back, he would be in the kitchen answering call up and down. He would laugh, smile. Sometimes he would hide. And these are some attitudes that Chisom had not seen him behave in years. Ikenna started smiling anytime he looks at his phone. And anytime he's leaving for work, Ikenna is always over happy, as if someone somewhere is waiting to give him $1 check. Chisom noticed all this and decided to ask maybe she's no longer important in his life. One Sunday after service, Ikenna decided to take the bull by the horn and be the first person to actually tell Chisom what was going on before she could even ask. Then, after service, he asked Chisom to sit down, that he wants to talk to her. Ikenna then told Chisom, I want to introduce someone. Her name is Olachi. Ikenna said, smiling like a schoolboy, she's a nurse, she's smart and kind. I think she could be the one. Chisom sat there looking confused. I don't understand. What do you mean? I mean, I want to introduce someone to you. And I think I'm in love with her. Chisom was shocked, but she pretended. She was just smiling and nodding. But her fingers curled tightly into her dress, her nails digging into her thigh. She didn't even speak much that day. She just sat there, watched as Ikenna, her only brother, spoke about this woman. He spoke about her cooking, how good it is, how kind she is, how her faith in God is, she's a churchgoer, blah, 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 blah. Something inside Chisom began to sink. A slow, invisible ankle started pulling her down. That night, she went to her room and stared at the framed photo on her desk. The photo has her and Ikenna on her graduation day, laughing like best of friends. We were fine, Chisom said to herself. Just the two of us. Why? Why bring in another woman into this house? Why? Am I not enough for you? Then came the dark thought, the sharp and dangerous thought that crossed Chisom's mind. That lady doesn't belong here. Not with us, Ikenna. I will never let it happen. But instead of Chisom raising her voice, instead of fighting, Chisom did something far more terrifying. She waited, smiling, watching and planning her next move. When Chisom finally saw Olachi, Ikenna finally brought Olachi to the house and introduced them. Chisom faked it so well. Even Olachi believed her. Chisom helped her carry the groceries in, set the table while Olachi came over, laughed at her jokes, even braided her hair one Saturday afternoon. While Olachi hummed to old songs in the background, Olachi had no idea that Chisom was not really happy. Olachi had no reason to be suspicious. None. But beneath that calm person Chisom was, she was really boiling. She was angry and she had a plan. Not to yell or to fight with Olachi. That's just a waste of time. She just had to push, gently, quietly, until Olachi fumbled. Until she looked crazy, unworthy and suspicious. Until her brother Ikenna finally looked at her and said, You don't belong here. It started small oh. The next time Olachi came over and decided to spend the night, Chisom woke up very, very early in the morning before sunrise. While the house was still quiet and the lights were still off, she sneaked into the guest room, found Olachi's overnight bag, dug through it and pulled out a pack of sanitary pads. She opened one, tore it slightly and used red dyes to mimic blood. Then she carefully shoved it under the bed. Later that morning, while helping Ikenna clean, she called him over. Brother, oh, please, oh, come. As Ikenna came inside the room, Chisom stood there, pointing. Brother, I think your girlfriend, she forgot something, oh. Ikenna knelt, peeped under, and the expression twisted in confusion and disgust. He was so irritated. What's the meaning of this? How could someone just leave this thing here? Chisom also did her acting very well. She covered her mouth in shock. Brother, maybe she's just careless. But I don't know. I will sure still sweep it though. Ikenna was so disappointed. That night, Ikenna was quiet during dinner. Olachi noticed, but she didn't bother to ask him any questions. After all, they are just eating. Later, when Olachi found the pad in the trash, she was shocked and surprised. She was embarrassed. She thought it was her own, but she said nothing. She assumed maybe it might have fallen out by mistake. Chisom didn't even say a word. She just watched and waited. And just like that, Olachi had to just apologize to Ikenna and begged him that it wasn't intentional for her to be so careless with her pad. Olachi begged Ikenna and Ikenna forgave her. This did not sit well with Chisom. She was so angry that the plan she planned, it did not work. Then she planned another one. 2 weeks later, Ikenna had a medical appointment scheduled, a specialist checkup for severe allergy condition that he had since childhood. It was one of the few things he took very seriously. That morning, Chisom waited until Ikenna was in the shower. She slipped into the living room and picked up his phone. She had Olachi's number saved. Very easy. Using a very soft voice, she dialed the clinic. Hello? Yes, who is this? This is Olachi, Ikenna's partner. I am Ikenna's girlfriend. He won't be able to make it today. He would love to reschedule. Thank you. And Chisom ended the call. She placed the phone back where she picked it up from. That evening, as they sat eating egusi soup and semo, Ikenna's body began to itch. He scratched his chest, his throat, then his breathing got ragged. His lips swelled up. Brother, Chisom shouted, what's happening? Chisom rushed inside and grabbed his epinephrine pen and stabbed into his style. Ikenna grabs. He then coughed. Then he began to breathe again. He collapsed on the floor. He was so weak. I thought you took your meds. Chisom was asking, so concerned. Yeah, but I missed the appointment today. Brother, you missed the appointment? How? But you're supposed to go for the hospital appointment today. What happened? I think I received a message later on and I saw that they cancelled. I don't know what happened. I just don't understand. Brother, you know that your girlfriend Olachi was here this morning. Are you sure she wasn't the one that cancelled your appointment at the hospital? Imagine I wasn't at home. Do you know what could have happened? I would have just lost my only brother, just like that. Please, This is not funny. With that, Chisom had already planted a very bad seed, and that seed was really growing fast. Later, Ikenna and Olachi had some misunderstanding. They argued and argued. Olachi told Ikenna that she doesn't know what he's talking about. She didn't do anything or cancel any appointment. But Ikenna was so sure that the hospital confirmed that she was the one that called and cancelled. But Olachi was saying another thing. They kept on having issues upon issues. But later on, they decided to make up, and everything went back to normal. When Chisom saw this, she wasn't happy at all. Why? Why would two of you go back together? Why? After everything I have planned, put in work, it's not working. What is going on? But Chisom did not stop. She planned another evil. This time, it was life-threatening, and she took it so personal. One evening, Olachi and Ikenna went for dinner date. After that, Olachi decided to spend the night at Ikenna's house. When she arrived, she went in to take a shower. Chisom had helped clean the dishes. She then passed the phone that was charging by the sofa. And when she came back, she noticed it was Olachi's phone. She now clicked on it, and the phone has no password. She opened the WhatsApp, a very big opportunity, and she typed, "I miss you, Daniel. Can't wait to see you on Saturday. We had so much fun 2 days ago." She then sent it to Ikenna's number. She then deleted the message from the send tab. She returned the phone, sat on the couch as if she did nothing. When Ikenna received the message, his phone buzzed. He opened it and started reading the message. Ikenna froze. He was shocked. What is going on? He read it over and over again. The silence was so heavy. Ikenna then walked to the bathroom door. "Who is Daniel?" "Olachi." "What are you talking about?" Olachi asked Ikenna. "Don't lie to me, Olachi. Who is Daniel? And what do you mean that you had so much good time last 2 days that you met? What's going on here?" Olachi was confused. "Babe, please stop it. If this is a joke, just stop it. What do you mean? I don't know who Daniel is, and I don't know what you are talking about. If you want to talk to me, just talk. I don't understand. You just texted me a message, Olachi, and you told me that you had so much fun. This message was meant for Daniel, but unfortunately the message was sent to me. Olachi, are you playing mad games with me? Are you in love with me? Or is this just a fling? What is going on? Why would you be having fun with another man while you are still here with me? For what reason?" Olachi was still standing there looking confused. "Calm down, babe. I wasn't even with my phone. My phone was charging. So how am I supposed to even send you a message in the first place? Calm down. It must have been a mistake." Olachi rushed out, still wrapped in a towel. She then picked her phone that was charging. She opened it, and the message was gone. "Babe, I never said anything. See my phone." And Ikenna was confused, but he already had his suspicion. Chisom watched all the drama from the hallway. She was so happy. She was smiling, enjoying the drama. She could feel his brother slipping away already. She felt like, oh, everything I'm doing is working. Despite the tension, despite Chisom's troubles and plans, despite everything she planned, Ikenna still held Olachi's hand still tight, still smiled at her. Chisom became bitter, and she swore that even if it's juju that this girl is using to hold my brother, I will break it. She then went too extreme this time. One morning, Chisom overheard Ikenna talking on the phone. He was talking to Olachi, and Olachi told him that she would be coming over for the weekend. As Chisom heard that, she went and prepared her plan very perfectly well, so that when Olachi came, she would perfectly execute her plan without any issues. That evening, knowing that Olachi would be visiting, Chisom brewed a very special tea, the same lemongrass blend Olachi loved so much. Into the cup, she crushed 2 tablets of antihistamine tablets. They looked like sugar dust, and she dissolved everything into a warm water. Chisom stirred the cup properly, and afterwards she set the cup on the counter. She then wrote a note on the cup. "It is for you, Auntie Olachi." Then Chisom walked back into her room. She then waited. She was so nervous, but she was waiting for her plan to succeed. But instead of hearing Olachi's voice, she heard a crash, a scream, and a footstep. She ran out, and Chisom froze. Her only brother, Ikenna, laying on the floor, convulsing, his skin pale, lips swelling so fast. Olachi was screaming his name, tapping his face, searching for the injector. Chisom, call the hospital, please. See, check my phone. You will see Dr. Abiodu. Just call somebody, please. Chisom's heart dropped. No. What have I done? Hey, God, please save my brother. The tea, it wasn't for him. Oh, God, what have I done? Chisom panicked, and she still called the Dr. Abiodu. It took 2 ambulances, 3 nurses, and 1 emergency EpiPen. But Ikenna survived, barely survived. He lay in a hospital bed, pale, IVs running through his veins. When Chisom walked into the room the next day, he was sitting up. At least he was better than the way he was the previous day. Ikenna looked at his sister. He didn't smile, no warmth, just staring at her. "Chisom, is this your handwork?" Chisom could not talk. I what, Chisom? Did you do this to your own brother? The tea, the note, after the doctors examined me, they found a drug in my system, antihistamine. My toxicology came back. She opened her mouth. Chisom wanted to lie, but she couldn't. Ikenna's eyes were so dull and dark. He was shocked, like it was as if he was watching someone he doesn't know, he doesn't recognize, he has not seen in his entire life. Chisom then broke down and started crying. I didn't mean for you to drink it, brother. I am so sorry. Oh, you don't mean for me to drink the tea, right? But you wanted Olachi, my girlfriend. It was meant for her, right? Brother, please. I was just trying to protect us. Protect us. Chisom, from who? From my own happiness? Chisom, like, after everything I've done for you? Why? Brother, I'm sorry. But Olachi was changing everything. You started dressing differently just because of her. You started laughing so loudly, unlike you. You now come back home late. I just wanted the way things were back. I just wanted us back the way we were before. Ikenna looked down at his bandaged arm. So because of all this selfish nonsense that you are talking about right now, that is the reason why you tried to poison someone's daughter. Chisom then collapsed on the floor. She was on her knees beside Ikenna's bed and started begging. I am sorry. I didn't want to do this, so I didn't want to hurt you at all. I did not intend to hurt you. But Ikenadi could not bring himself to forgive Chisom for what she did. He just turned his face towards the wall and asked her to leave. When Chisom left, everything became worse. It was as if Chisom's plan worked out perfectly. Olachi left Ikenna. She broke up with Ikenna and she never looked back. Ikenna only got a text days after. I hope you heal, Ikenna, but I can't stay in a house where I'm not safe. I am sorry. If to say I was the one that drank that tea, it would have been a different ball game. Please, I hope you heal. Ikenna was so heartbroken. He cried. He called. But Olachi did not come back. His sister's presence even made it worse. Seeing Chisom every day in that house made the whole situation more worse. Ikenna decided to move out. Few weeks later, he rented one-bedroom flat across town. He moved in there, and from there, he started going to work. He didn't even say goodbye to Chisom. He didn't even tell her anything about moving. Chisom just stood there, watched her brother pack his things, and left without saying goodbye. He only took what he needed. It was as if he wanted no memory of Chisom, his only sister. And Chisom, witnessing all of this, she sat alone in that empty apartment, realizing, maybe for the first time, that she had truly destroyed the only person who had ever loved her without question. After 2 days, Chisom couldn't get grip of herself. The apartment was too quiet, too clean, too still. No one to talk to. Every corner of that house reminded Chisom of her brother. The framed calendar he used to scrabble on, the empty space by the door where his work boots used to sit, the faint scent of his cologne, still trapped in the fabric of the couch. But the silence was killing Chisom. That was the loudest part of it. He screamed accused. And every night, when she lay her head down, the only thing she heard was his voice. You nearly killed me, Chisom, the only blood and sibling that I have. At first, Chisom tried to pretend it was just a bad phase and it would pass. And maybe he would come around. Ikenna would come around. And with time, he would fix everything. But time didn't fix what she has done. It only stretched it out. It made the headache more longer and the silence heavier. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months, and the pain didn't soften. Instead, something else began to grow inside of her. Not jealousy, not obsession. This time, it was shame. And with that shame came reflection. He started seeing a therapist because there is nothing she did that helped. At first, she barely spoke. She just sat in the chair. Her eyes were always on the floor. But as weeks passed, the words began to spill. I don't want to lose my brother. He's all I had. I don't know how everything just, all the evil thoughts just came to my mind. I don't know how to be enough on my own. The therapist listened, but never judged. Then one day, she said something that cracked the wall inside Chisom's heart. From everything I've heard, from the story you told me, it shows that your brother was there for you all your life. He was there till you even graduated from the university. But just this one thing he wanted from you, you couldn't give it to him. You were being selfish. And listen, you were being controlling. And control isn't love, Chisom. Control is fear, dressed in devotion. That night, Chisom cried like a baby because for the first time, she understood what she called love had been something dark. And if she didn't face it, she would live the rest of her life to regret it. Chisom began to change. Not for anyone else, but for herself. She joined a local youth outreach, volunteered at a home for abandoned girls, washed dishes, braided hair, read bedtime stories. She didn't tell anyone. No one needed to see except one person. She sat down and wrote a letter to Olachi. In that letter, Chisom confessed everything. She confessed what she did, the pad, the text, the doctor's appointment, and the tea. Chisom asked for forgiveness, and she also said in the letter, "You don't deserve what I did to you, and I pray one day you will find someone who never let anyone come between you two. But till then, please forgive my brother. And not if you two can rectify things. I promise I will never be on your way." She then mailed the letter. Though Chisom was not expecting a reply from Olachi, but fortunately for her, 2 weeks later, one letter came. And it was just a single line. "I forgive you, Chisom, but forgiveness doesn't mean returning." Chisom held the letter to her chest and sobbed. But this time, these tears weren't tears of shame. It was tears of relief. Then, one evening, Chisom got back home very late from the shelter where she worked. She unlocked the door and she froze. There was someone sitting on her couch. He looked thinner, older, but she knew that the face looked like her own. But she needed to be sure it was who she thought it was. When she then approached, it was Ikenna. Chisom was so happy. "Ikenna!" But Ikenna did smile. He just nodded. Chisom was disappointed. She stood and just stared at him. She doesn't know what to do, whether to run into his arms or fell on the knees and start begging. "I'm so sorry, Ikenna. I'm so sorry for everything. I was stupid. I was selfish. Tell me, give me all the punishment in this world. But I don't ever want to lose you. Ikenna, I'm sorry." Ikenna then replied to her, "I know you are sorry. I saw the tremendous effects that therapy had on you, and I saw most of the things you are doing for yourself. I am proud of you. I've been watching you." Ikenna put hands into his bag and he brought out an old photo. This one from Chisom's graduation, the one he left behind when he moved out. Well, I actually took one of these pictures. I kept it with me. And anytime I look at this picture, I miss the person I raised, the person I abandoned everything for. You, my sister. I can't keep holding grudges for long. It has been long and I cannot keep doing that. I have forgiven you, Chisom. And I hope and pray everything goes back to normal. The two of them hugged it out. Chisom also apologized to Olachi again, but this time in person, though they did not become friends, but at least Olachi forgave her. Though Chisom learned her lessons, she learned that love isn't possession, it's about presence. It doesn't shrink you when you share love, it grows. But in truth, she finally found peace, and jealousy doesn't always come loud. Sometimes it hides in the people that we trust. Though Ikenna later begged Olachi for forgiveness and she forgave him, but she made it clear that they can never be together anymore. If you were Olachi, would you forgive Ikenna and go back and be in a relationship with him? What would you do? I would love you guys to give me your comments in the comment section and I'll be glad to read and reply too. Hey guys, if this story that you enjoy, oh yeah, give it a very big thumbs up. and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe for more beautiful stories coming from Muna. If you want to support me, use the link Buy Me a Coffee in the description of this story and on the bio. Until next time, take care of your heart and take care of the heart that trusts you. Stay blessed.